Hello world, my name is Scott, or as I affectionately call myself, the bitter old queen. Okay? I'm not a therapist or a professional of any type, or a political scientist. Okay? My stories and comments and experiences are anecdotal only. Okay? Um, I made this video because this is a message to Micah Lasher and the corporate Democrats. Okay? Um, Yesterday morning, Sunday morning, at 11 a.m., I had a knock on my door. And the nice young man who came to my door then handed me this flyer, okay, and asked me if I'd heard of Michael Lasher before. So, of course, I'd heard of Michael Lasher. His ads are all over the internet and the TV, and I've gotten at least 12 of these mailers in my mailbox, and so has my partner. So, anyway, the thing about knocking on people's doors in New York City condos, it's a major faux pas. This is something that's not done. Okay, it's against our rules to solicit door to door. So anyway, I did not say anything. I spoke to the young man, but I didn't call security. I figured it wouldn't be long before security would be called, and he'd either be thrown out of the building, or if he lived in the building and he was someone's kid, because he looked to be maybe 20-ish or so, I'm sure they're going to get a very nice letter from the management office about how to be a good neighbor. So that is a big faux pas. It makes me think that you don't live in New York, that you don't understand New York, that you don't understand that you don't go around condo buildings knocking on people's doors, handing out stuff like this. Okay? Especially, this was a Sunday morning, it's a holiday weekend, it's 11 a.m., and I hadn't for some reason gotten in the paper yet. The paper was still sitting in front of our door. So most people would deduce that these people are not awake yet, but this young man, I'm sure, doesn't have enough life experience to realize that you don't knock on someone's door when the paper is still in front of it on a Sunday morning, no matter what time it is, or actually, you never do this. You never go knocking on people's doors in New York City condos. Okay? This has only happened to me, I literally can count on one hand, and it was either for a leak they were trying to track down, or it was for a weird smell or something like that. 5 times in 40 years of living here has someone knocked on my door, and your guy was one of them. So, okay. Um, thank goodness I'd already had, I was working on my second cup of coffee, okay? So, but I'm going to tell him I'm going to tell you what I told him, okay? Um, the thing is, I am not going to support any corporate Democrats anymore. Okay, and I know that I asked him about your support for Israel, and he said, "Well, you're for conditions." So, well, I am now a single issue voter. My issue now is Israel. Okay, just like an anti-abortion person, this is now my stance. Not one dime to Israel from now on forevermore. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why too. When I was in college, this is circa 1989, 1990, in one of our lectures, the professor talked about foreign aid. And he said the United States at the time gave away $4 billion a year in aid. Now, the whole classroom gasped, that was a lot of money. And then he said, and 2 billion of it goes to Israel. So I looked up the populations and stuff. Israel was about 5 million at the time. Okay. Now they're around 10 million. Okay, at the time, the Earth's population was 5.3 billion. So the 5 billion people of Israel got $2 billion, and the 5.3 billion people on the rest of the Earth got the other 2 billion, which just seemed very strange. But I packed this away, okay, and I didn't even think about it all these years, and I was recently awoken to this again. So, but since 1946, just in case people don't know, the United States has given Israel in economic and military aid over $300 billion. Okay, and since this new war has broken out, the floodgates have opened again. Okay, and I feel so stupid that it took me so long to wake up to this when I knew this years ago, and it's never gone away. It's just gotten worse. So Hassan Piker was the one that woke me up to this before Mondami's election. Okay, now Trump is after him. because he woke people up about this. So, Israel has national health care and abortion on demand and all the kind of liberal policies, housing, help with childcare, all that kind of stuff. They have all those liberal policies that we all want here, but we can't have them because our money goes to Israel. Okay, and this is over. The psyop is over. Okay. And I know a lot of these candidates say that they don't take money from APAC, but I don't trust any of them at this point, especially when you're constantly in my face. This makes you look very sus. I can't turn on the TV or the internet without this, and keep wondering, why are they putting so much money behind this man? Why can't I not see his face for a day? So anyway, if I have to, I'll sit out this election, but I'm sure I won't. So. And I'm not voting for any corporate Dem. Okay. Israel has been working with Epstein for decades. Okay. And running this extortion ring and a blackmail ring and everything else. So, like I said, not one more dime goes to Israel. Okay. And also, no more carpetbaggers here. Don't bring, people in from other places, especially when their wives are one of the worst women in history, Ms. Alternative Facts. You think we want a carpetbagger in here? Are you people serious? I mean, I really wonder, are you really serious? Are you really trying to lead the party? Because you're not listening to the voters. You're not listening to us at all. You're trying to put these corporate candidates in front of us and give us no other choice. I'm also not voting for anyone over 45 again, so never try to run one of these, a septuagenarian or an octogenarian again, or even a sexagenarian or whatever. The same thing is true now with the red states. Okay, we are tired as a blue state in New York here supporting all these red states, and all they do is shake their finger at us and call us names while they're picking our pockets. The same for New York City here. We have something like $20 billion goes upstate that was raised here in New York, and we don't spend it here. We ship it upstate for their schools and their roads. And what do they do up there in all those Republican districts? They shake their finger at us and call us names and tell us we're perverts and degenerates and everything else. So the ripoff of the blues, the blue cities and the blue states is ending all over. So red states, you're going to have to get it together too. Okay? So you're not going to do this anymore. We are dark woke now, as they say. Okay, and we've had enough. Okay, I'm still doing my research, and I'm looking at Ballotpedia, Ballot pedia.org, and I'm comparing the candidates, and I'm learning more. Things are in flux. Okay. And when I started looking at this primary and stuff, it was hard to find out the position of any of the candidates on Israel. And it was also hard to even find out if they were even Democrats. Sometimes you'd go to their sites and they have all this crap, but they wouldn't get down to the real issues. They don't want to hear it from their own voters. Well, I'm telling you, times are different. Okay, and I know you say, "Oh my God, this guy is crazy." Okay, but I wish more people would get on here and express their opinions about this. This is stupidity, people. We've been supporting this stuff since 1946, $300 billion. Ugh, I want peace, and I want our money to be spent here, where it's collected, starting in New York City. Okay, so if you're still here, thank you for hanging in with me. And the Michael Lasher campaign, please, Dems, give up this crap and listen to your voters, okay? And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And please take a look at some of my other videos and pics and podcasts. Thanks for coming to court. You've been dismissed. Have a great day.